Hey guys, we're back for some more historic best of one ladder. This is the most updated version of the Izzet Wizards deck that I've been using. So yeah, over the last couple days, I made quite a few changes, but where we are currently is I have 21 land sources, and I put the Otawara back in, and just kind of made room for some of the Flames of Aenor. Part of the reason here is that as I was playing more mirror matches, I found that the Flame of Aenor really dictates kind of who wins that match. If it doesn't come up for either player, it can kind of go either way, but being able to get rid of their creature and then refill is just so powerful. It also has nice kind of usefulness against like the Hammer Time deck where they're relying on like equipment to kill you. Being able to destroy the artifact is useful. It might be too slow because they can get off really quick wins, but you know, it's there for other stuff too. So I made room for 3 of these main deck, and then I just took out Consider, and I think I had already taken out the Sleight of Hand, but they just kind of don't do much. Like they churn, they do, you know, hand selection, whatever, but this really is an aggro deck. I mean, you've got to look at it that way. You know, you're trying to get them to 0 as quickly as possible. And so, you know, you could be filtering a card or whatever, but why not just do 3 to the face with that same mana? You know, so anyways, that's my viewpoint. So I took out the Considers and the Sleight of Hands, and then I put in Fading Hope, which I've been really happy with. This is sort of like a catch-all. If they have removal, you protect your own guy. You could get crazy tempo with it. If they drop down some insane threat you can't deal with, you just bounce it. And then Monstrous Rage has been really good in the mirror because, you know, all the creatures we have 3 toughness for the most part. And then this helps them get to that magic 4 toughness, which can just blow out your opponent. And then sort of the extra card I fit in was Play with Fire because, you know, I mean, it can still be somewhat useful. Does damage to face, and it can deal with like a, you know, creature before it gets equipped. I guess it can take out Soulscar Mage if they're tapped out. It's certainly not as good at dealing with, you know, some of the X3 creatures, but it's there. So anyways, this is the most recent build of the deck, and I actually have been having some good success with it. So off camera, since the last video, I think I've gone like 3-1 with it, so been pretty happy. But all that said, let's hop in and get a couple games in. I think we're about halfway through, maybe a little bit more through Diamond 4, so kind of slowly working our way up. But yeah, just I'm sort of taking this time to kind of learn a bit more about the deck, how it plays. The mirror match is interesting. It's definitely not about putting everything out there as quickly as possible. You got to be kind of cagey with your threats and sort of see if you can take out their stuff first. So like I had one recently here where I just basically ran the opponent out of all of his creatures and then just slowly killed him with Den of the Bugbear. So you can do stuff like that. Obviously against an unknown opponent, I'm still going to run out the Symmetry Sage turn 1. But like if I knew I was like up against the mirror match, I might, you know, and I had like a way to protect it, I might hold that. Yeah, so I'm just kind of just playing around with it, seeing how it goes. Yeah, definitely getting Arcanist going, and then setting up for next turn. So yeah, the mono green match, they don't have that much interaction. Oh, I guess this must be Enchantress. Enchantress is rough. If they have 9 lives and they can get Solemnity going, you're just done. But yeah, I've been thinking about this matchup a little bit. Like, how do you deal with it? I guess like one answer is to try to dig for Otawara to try to bounce this, and I think that's pretty much the only main deck answer we have to it. So I think that's probably what I'm going for here. Just try to, you know, dig as much as we can. Choose up to 2. Yeah, okay, I think I'll just ignore the deal 5 and then just do that. Then I'll try to recast it, just dig really hard. And actually, this might actually be kind of a decent plan. Yeah, we just do it again. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I've sort of come up quite a bit on Flame of Anor, because this... It helps, like, solve problems a little bit. And I guess, like... Okay, they have this Lemnity, so... We can still win if we can get to our Otawara. We just have to... I mean, it's, you know, it's going to take some work, but... we need mostly red mana here. Then we can start, like, building a board to try to, like, one-shot them once we can bounce it or whatever. Oh, let's see. We don't have any really digging cards, so we just sort of got to try to top deck a little bit. I guess we can scry with, like, Fading Hope. Might do that. Or we can try to get, like, the counters really close. Yeah, I guess let's just... Oh, yeah, we can't do counters with Solemnity, that's right. I guess let's start working on, like, digging more with Fading Hope. I guess I'll keep Wizard's Lightning open instead of, like, if they try to start going off with, like, one of their card draw engines. Okay, Sterling Grove might be the hard lock, because I think with that, then they'll have Shroud and I won't be able to target anything. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think we can come back from that, because, like, we only have one Otawara, and we can't recur it main deck, so I think we're just done, unfortunately. I think that is the hard lock. Yeah, so Enchantress is, I gotta think more about, like, it'll probably be, like, board options on how to deal with it. It's difficult to set up, like, main deck answers. I guess you could do, oh, what is it? Is it Bonebreaker Giant? Or I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one where you can, like, prevent, make it so they can't prevent damage. If they don't have, like, the full hard lock, you can use that to get through it. But it's pretty bad against other matchups, so otherwise you're just digging for Otawara. I guess the other thing you could do, you could, like, run 2 copies of Otawara, which wouldn't be terrible. Yeah. I mean, the deck can kind of work on 3 mana, so you don't need a lot of extras, so you could run, like, 2 copies of Otawara instead of, like, the natural island, which kind of sucks if they run, like, land destruction. Failing that, maybe run, like, instead of, like, the Play with Fire, use that, whatever the hell it's called. I think it's Bonebreaker Giant or something like that. It's the one with Adventure where you can do 2 damage and then replay it, and it comes in as, like, a, whatever, the 3/3 or 4/3 or something. But I guess we could make, if we're really worried about this matchup, we could bring that in so we have, like, 2 answers to it if they drop 9 lives or Solemnity. I think that's maybe why, like, having more of the card draw could potentially help to, you know, you just help to dig. Yeah, I don't think we can do this with 1 land. Okay, this looks a lot better. And I guess depending on what we're up against, like, having the Fading Hope is nice to help protect our creatures. Like, if we only had 1 creature, I definitely would keep Fading Hope. I kind of like Double Monstrous Rage, though, because, I mean, we just push a lot of damage really fast. Guess it just depends on like how much removal they have. So I think I'm gonna go full aggression here and just see if it pans out. Okay, I guess we natural drew one anyways. That works. I think I just want to set up so we have like 2 creatures and try to go hard next turn. Okay, so we're up against Enchantress again. Yeah, this works. So I don't think we waste any time bouncing their stuff. I think we just push. And they have like 9 lives or bust next turn. Okay, they do have the 9 lives, which is super annoying. Yeah, I'm beginning to think maybe we really do need to alter the main board just a little bit. So I think we do bounce this just to kind of sort of slow them down a little bit. Symmetry Sage is actually decent because we can start working on counters here. I guess we could try to go for the Otawara, but we haven't got the mana. And this way we could like Reckless Rage this in and like do 3 counters next turn. So I think this is actually okay. If they have Solemnity, obviously it's bad, but... Okay, they've got the Solemnity. That's too unfortunate. Yeah, I feel like this is one of the few matchups where it's just like they can just lock you out on turn 3 against this specific deck. And now we're just sitting here holding. And I think, yeah, once they get Sterling Grove, it's a hard lock. Yeah, okay, so that's the hard lock. Yeah, I guess running into 2 copies of the deck, it is a decently... I run into it decently often, so maybe it is worth making the change. Let's see. Because the play with fire is, it's fine, it's not anything to write home about, I think. What is the name of this creature? I keep forgetting. Bone Crusher Giant. Yeah, it is Bone Crusher Giant. So we could run like 1 copy of this main over the play with fire. Just because that will... And I'd probably bring like an extra copy of like Strangle or something into the board. So I guess it gives us like a 16th creature, which is another way to potentially get there. It does give you a spell, though it's bad. It's a 2 mana instead of a 1 mana. But it does have the ability to make it so damage can't be prevented. So who knows? Maybe it's the right build, just getting it in there. And I don't think right now I want to bring in a second Otawara, because I think it is nice having like the one natural source here. Also, if we're trying to go for like Den of the Bugbear, like having, you know, not having doubles of our legendary lands might be a little better. All right, thanks guys for watching. Let's take a quick look here at the stats of the deck, where it sits right now. So yeah, this is very much like a learning journey for me. I think I've maybe played Izzet maybe once before, but it's a long time ago and a different build. But Historic is definitely a new place for me. So the deck is currently 63%, 17 wins, 10 losses, with all different variants floating around here. Some did better than others, but I'm going to use kind of the mishmash of all the different versions here. And if you are, again, new to the channel, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you, and I appreciate all my returning viewers as well. You guys do make this possible. So if you enjoyed the content, please drop a like or a comment, consider subscribing or sharing it with a friend. Thanks so much.